In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a project folder and how to share a project folder with your teacher. There may be times when your teacher would like you to share the citations that you are making through NoodleTools. When you logged into your account, it would have taken you to the landing page. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see New Project. Click that. This is where you would give a name to the project or folder that you plan to keep your work in or your citations in, or if you really get into NoodleTools, things like note cards that you use. For this class, you are going to name it very specifically. I'd like you to title it with the day that you have digital literacy. Let's start first with digital literacy. Put that in first. Then the day that you have it and the block or period that you have it, followed by your last name, and I'm just going to make up a last name, and your first initial. So let's look at that one more time. The name of the class, digital literacy, the day and block or period that you have it, your last name, and your first initial. For citation style, typically we ask middle schoolers to use the first one, MLA, so you'll need to click that. And then you have some choices for citation level. Starter is usually used for younger students, maybe even elementary, but it is okay to use that. Junior is probably more appropriate for middle school. This should satisfy most of the needs you would have for making citations. Advanced would be if you were heavily into research. For example, we will often have National History Day students. Some of them use the advanced level. For you, though, for most of the students at the middle school, junior is fine. Now, if you are in History Day and you will be using a lot of different types of resources, you may want to go ahead and click advanced. But for this particular project folder, the junior level will be fine. And then click submit. It's going to open what's called your dashboard. So the first link here, or tab, will show you the project folders that you've created. And so far, we just have the one we just made. The dashboard is where you can select a few other things. There are a lot of things that you can skip unless a teacher tells you to do differently. You can turn on and off public access, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now, the one other thing we have to do here is the sharing part. So right here is where you're going to identify whatever your teacher wants you to share it in. It's called an inbox. So prior to this assignment, I created an inbox. So you're going to click this link or this little tab right here, and you're going to start typing something, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to type. You're going to type digital literacy, and probably two things are going to come up. So it's very important that you pick the correct day that you have digital literacy, whether it's day 2 or if it's day 1. Well, the pretend student I'm using is a day 1 student. So we're going to click that one. Then the next thing you need to do down here, and actually this is fine, just make sure it's your last name and your first initial. That way it will be easy for your teacher or for me to identify whose project folder that is. When both of these are done, click Done. And now that project folder has been shared in my inbox. And that is the end of, oh no, one more thing to show you. Just in case, if this ever comes up, it is possible if you're working on a group project that you can share a project folder with another student. For this class, you won't be doing that, but if you are ever in a class where you do need to do that, it's very simple to add students so that you can collaborate on the same bibliography.